What's up, guys? Manny here, back with another video for you guys, and today showing you guys my first sets back in the Premier Cup for Ultra League in the Go Battle League after taking a few days off. Just for me, I don't know what it was, but the last few days I was in a slump. I couldn't do well. I lost over 200 elo rating, so I just need to take a few days off, and then I ended up coming back with this team and did pretty well. So the team, as you can see, is obviously Kingdra, Venusaur, Machamp. Again, I'll have them on screen and everything. And so this is the first set I did with this team. As you can see here, I get matched up with the Charizard, and I decided not to shield that first Dragon Claw. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one here, just so I can preserve the health on my Kingdra here, and try to farm down, but they are going to get to another Dragon Claw here, which I'm not going to shield, and it actually won't take me out. So I believe they undercharged this one, because that should have KO'd me, to be honest. So, but I am able to farm down the Charizard. And I'm just trying to keep an eye out what they spring out. So I see grass and poison, so I know it's going to be a Venusaur. So I go ahead and launch the Outrage, hoping to get a shield, which they don't shield, so that does a massive damage, which is awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and actually bring in Machamp here. Since they led with Charizard, I feel like they're going to have some sort of water type in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring Machamp, just do whatever damage I can. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this Frenzy Plant, because I would have done a ton of damage there, and go for the Cross Chop to hopefully take out the Venusaur, which isn't enough, but I'm able to farm down here. And then my suspicions were correct. As you can see, they bring in Swampert. So I'm in a good position here. You know, I got a full health Venusaur in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and just chip away at this Swampert now. They don't shield the first one, and I'm assuming it's because they were counting my moves and they realized that I could get to another one pretty easily. So they are gonna shield this one here, and then they're gonna go ahead and launch a Hydro Cannon, which actually won't KO right away, so they're gonna have to farm me down after this Hydro Cannon here. But again, it's completely fine. So they do farm me down, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bring in Venusaur and just farm down myself. So GG's to my opponent there. Going on to the next battle here, and again, I do like this team. It's been working well for me for the most part. So going up against a Honchkrow. Honchkrow is a very strong Pokemon, but it's very glassy. It's basically all attack, as you can see with the amount of damage the Sky Attack does. Yeah, does a pretty good amount of damage, but as you can see, very glassy. These Dragon Breaths are adding up over time. I'm gonna go ahead and launch an Octazooka, either make it super low or get a shield. They don't shield it, but I'm able to farm down, and then we do get this little glitch here, which this is the only time it's happened to me so far. And but yeah, so they go ahead and bring in Venusaur, try to get to another Octazooka, but they do go ahead and go for the Frenzy Plant. Not going to shield it, really no point. And I decided to bring in Venusaur here as well. So just try to go for the Sludge Bombs. They do get to the charge move first, so I was expecting Sludge Bomb, but they actually Frenzy Plant me. So I think they were trying to bait. Go for the Sludge Bomb myself here now against his Machamp. Which he does shield, and I'm actually going to bring in my own Machamp, and then I'm actually going to build up to double Cross Chops. So I'm going to actually not shield the first one here. Going to do a decent amount of damage to me, as you can see there. And I'm basically, again, just going to go for double Cross Chops here. So I'll either knock out his Machamp, or I'm going to get at least a shield. So it is what it is. They do shield that, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the second Cross Chop here, which is basically going to be enough to KO his Machamp. And then they bring in Venusaur, and I have 2 shields to their none, so they end up leaving. So again, GG's to my opponent here. Going on to the next game, this is where Kingdra is actually very cool. It's just such a good Pokemon. So go against the Lapras. Not the best situation, but I am going to be taking neutral damage from these ice attacks. So I go for the Octazooka and try to get the debuff. And I actually do get it, which is awesome. So this is going to be an Ice Beam, since they did charge up enough energy for it. Does a decent amount of damage, but nothing to worry about. And then my opponent actually does something weird here. I think they were just scared that I was just going to farm down. So decide not to shield, but it is going to be a Surf. So Surf's going to be basically doing nothing. And I do commit to the farm down here. And right here, they actually did have enough for another Ice Beam. But for whatever reason, they decided to go Surf again. So or unless I miscounted, but it is what it is. So I take out the Lapras. They bring in what they bring in here is actually pretty funny. They bring in a Garchomp, which unfortunately isn't the best Pokemon for Ultra League. It's more of a Master League type Pokemon. But so you can see here, I go back-to-back Octazookas. I probably should have just gone for Outrage, to be honest. but they didn't shield regardless. And I'm actually able to farm down the Garchomp, so which is pretty cool. But they bring in a Crobat, which is a problem for my team because Crobat has Air Slash as a fast attack. It has Sludge Bomb as a charge move, and I believe it has Air Cutter, but Air Cutter is a pretty garbage move. And then it also has Shadow Ball, so it's a very dangerous Pokemon. And right here, I do make a mistake by going for Cross Chop immediately instead of charging up to where I had both moves and just going for the Rock Slide. As you can see here, I do that now after shielding this, and my opponent is smart enough to know what I'm doing. I overcharge, go for the Rock Slide, and they're actually going to shield this. So I'm in a pretty bad position. This is pretty much a GG's for them. So, yeah, they take down my Machamp. They still have a shield, and neither Frenzy Plant or Sludge Bomb is going to be enough to KO the Crobat here. So, I decided not to shield the Sludge Bomb. Now, I probably should have just to see if I had a fighting chance here. But as you can see, they do have another one. So, yeah, it's pretty much GG's. And you'll see here, they're actually going to no-shield. They're not going to shield the Sludge Bomb, and they don't need to, since it's not going to be enough. And even though I do get to another Frenzy Plant, which I don't even think would have KO'd, to be honest, they actually do shield here. So, yeah, so Crobat, surprise spicy pick there. Don't see a lot of Crobats in PvP in general. So, but on to the next battle, we got Kingdra versus Venusaur, a purified Venusaur, which is interesting. And they immediately switch out. I actually would have stayed in. Venusaur is a good matchup against Kingdra, but they go into Gyarados, so I decide to go into my own Venusaur here and go straight for the Frenzy Plant, which is going to do massive damage, but they do shield. And basically, I'm going to follow suit. So if my opponent shields the first one, I'm going to go ahead and shield myself, which is an outrage, so I'm glad I shielded that. I was expecting a crunch, but I go ahead and go for another Frenzy Plant, either to knock out the Gyarados or actually get his second shield, which they do shield again, so they're really committed to keeping this Gyarados alive. And I'm actually going to follow suit once again and shield my Venusaur here, which is an Aqua Tail, so kind of sucks. I did miscount there. I go ahead and bring in Snorlax. I switch into Machamp, obviously, and just going to go for the Cross Chop, which obviously they can't shield. It's going to do massive damage, but this Snorlax is rocking a very spicy move that not a lot of purified Pokemon keep, being Return, which is going to one-shot my Machamp. So that was an interesting move. That caught me off guard. But I do bring in the Venusaur and just farm down his Snorlax. They go ahead and bring in their own Venusaur here now, and I have basically 2 Sludge Bombs ready to go. So there's the first one, and I'm going to be able to get to the second one here, which won't KO his opposing Venusaur, but it's going to make it very low. So I'm just going to switch into Kingdra and just farm down, and then go ahead and I could have built up to the Outrage if I really wanted to, but I was scared that they were close to there, so I went for Octazooka and just farmed on afterwards. So GG's to my opponent. Going on to the last battle of the video here, we got Kingdra versus Empoleon, which is another interesting matchup. Drill Pecks are going to add up over time if they are running it. Obviously, Flash Cannon will also hurt if they decide to run that for whatever reason. So I decided not to shield this because I am expecting a Drill Peck, which would be the right move, which it is. As you can see, it does good amount of damage to Kingdra there. And I actually decided to go for the Outrage. So I overcharge, go for the Outrage, hoping that they're thinking I'm trying to bait them with Octazooka, and it works, so which is awesome. So they don't shield that. I'm just able to farm down the Empoleon here, which is great for me. They go ahead and bring in Gardevoir, which I was scared of, but I realized it's a Confusion Gardevoir, which is still very scary, as you can see, because both my other 2 Pokemon are weak to Psychic moves. So I do end up getting to a second Octazooka here, which I believe gets the shield. And yeah, so it is, even though it's a debuffed Gardevoir, these Confusions still hurt. As you can see here, I'm actually going to be forced to shield 2 times since they were able to build up to 2 Synchronoids here. So there's the first one. They go ahead and launch the second one. I have to shield this. I probably could have survived, to be honest, but I don't want to take the risk. And I tried to farm down, but they bring in Swampert, so I decided just to stay in and go for a Frenzy Plant to get the shield, or just to one-shot the Swampert, basically. And they do shield it. And I'm going to go ahead. I tried to switch here, but it didn't work. That's a glitch that I'm running into quite a bit, and it is really annoying, because they go for the Earthquake, almost one-hits my Venusaur, but I'm able to get to the frenzy plant here and take out the Swampert. But now this Gardevoir is going to come back with full power Confusions, but thankfully it is low enough to where I'm actually able to counter it down with Machamp. So yeah, so Confusion's a very scary move, especially on a Gardevoir. But yeah, so I end up going 4-0, or 4-1 to say go, and I get a non-shiny Scyther as a reward. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
Those medical pills that push me over.